I can hear you this time.
Right, okay. Take over. Right. And Peter. And then the gang is all here. All right, we've got a smile. We just need the live photo now. And all will be good.
He's joined us and left us.
No, he hasn't. He's here. He's here. It's just not on. We can see that, Peter, but.
Just get
right. Okay. And good morning to everybody.
No sign of Stephen?
No, not yet. Right. Okay. It's Thursday. Good morning and welcome to Blabbing for Britain 48. 48. Only 4 weeks to go.
Wow.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
And good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
It's all happening this week and we'll cover that in a moment. But how are you both?
I'm fine.
Well, I was away to like a cocktail party type thing, a launch of a new place, and I was with Sir Lionel Fines, who used to be management, but I ate too much canopies and I'm sick during the night.
Oh dear.
Got a bit of yeah. Apart from that, I'm okay now.
Did anyone see my post in the Blabbing for Britain group last night?
I didn't, no. John.
No. I don't know. I asked if one of you could bring a cat.
Oh, right, no cats in this house. My dog chases them away.
I don't know if anybody saw Anne Robinson last night. She was doing a bit of a sarcastic program on people and their pets.
All right.
And the reason I asked about somebody bringing a cat is that she was with a couple in London who did a Facebook live broadcast with a cat, and it went 3,000 people in about 90 seconds. 3,000 viewers. So why? I thought if we had a cat, maybe we could go to 3,000.
How about a chicken? We could bring a chicken on. Morning, Fraser. We could bring a chicken, or you know, chicken and a dog, and yeah, I've
got a dog. I haven't got any chickens at the moment, but
right.
I got fish.
Animals win every time. Yeah, just shows you.
Okay. Now, everything's been happening since we last met last Thursday. Right. In terms of what's happening on live streaming. So what I would like to start with and discuss is the live streaming arena. And I think we should start here on Fire Talk.
Well, it's too expensive, isn't it?
I'm going to screen share for a moment. And hopefully, there we have it. They have released their prices. And just to go through it, free is 10 minutes, and it is 10 minutes per day, and maximum of 10 viewers. If you want to go and you want to have up to 50 viewers and 2 guests, then it's $15 a month. And then the semi-pro plan, 150 people, 3 people on screen, $49. And then the pro plan, for up to 500 people, 3 people on screen, including the not including the host, $199. So to do what we're doing today would cost $199 a month. I love you guys to bits. I really do, and we're having superb fun doing all this. But $199 a month to broadcast like this might just be, well, I don't know. Let's just talk about this. I mean, the thing is that, I mean, we enjoy being all together on screen. That's the key to it. It's talking to camera. If it's just one person on camera, then there are so many options available. So that's the $15 out. $49. Let's bring that back a minute.
We could squeeze it in the $49 because we don't have more than we don't have 150 live viewers, do we?
No, okay, all right, $49.
But even so, I object to spending $49.
Well, I think the shortcoming on this is that we can't go live to Facebook from here. Yeah.
Can you not?
And the other platforms you can now. You go Smile Time or Huzza or Blue Jeans or Be Live. You can go direct to Facebook.
So, see if people come on to watch you in Facebook Live while you're on one of the platforms. When they're on Facebook Live, they can only text you. Is that correct? They can't come in.
Well, there's a wonderful new product that we haven't mentioned.
Okay,
fantastic with its integration.
Let's go to screen share again. Let's try and get the right screen. And if we can't have Mr. Silk on screen, we can at least have his comment. Now this arrived last Friday. Annie Mura, who I think we all have heard of and know, was talking to Daniel, and he said, "Can I mention your Be Live system, which goes live to Facebook, to a few friends?" And what happened last weekend is 800 broadcasters took him up on that and started to go out on Be Live. Now, the Be Live principle is simple. You've got a screen. As you can see from looking at the screenshot there, you can see the live Facebook comments whilst you're actually on air. And that's a breakthrough, right, because it does make the whole experience totally interactive. These guys are based in Haifa, Israel. I was lucky enough to interview Daniel on Monday of this week, and we had great fun, and they're up for it. They were totally bowled over by this, and they didn't expect so many people to get involved. And the other thing that surprised them as well is that of the 800 odd people who tried it, 80% of them didn't ask for any help. They just did it. Yeah, and they were all set up to be able to help everybody on an individual basis. So BeLive.tv.
So Be Live, but
downside is just 2 people at the moment.
Yeah, but like I Be Live. So you're telling me people can come in from Facebook and type in, but they can't go on camera.
No, they can't go on camera. But the thing is that if you're interviewing somebody, if it's interviewing yourself and John, then they can ask questions, and you can see those questions on the screen without going out to Facebook.
See, when we've gone out to Facebook in the past, Peter, I've sat in Facebook and Stephen's sat in Blue Jeans or whatever, and then I've fed the questions back.
Right, okay. Right, see, here's my view of the way everything's happening, right? Of course, the people, there's obviously a lot of money goes into these things, right? There's a lot of work behind the scenes. So eventually they've got to make money. Now, let's face it, I don't think they're just wanting us. I think that they're looking for commercial. And commercially, people will pay it, because I deal with oil companies here, and they sit and pay thousands of pounds for something like this to have something and have conferences. But something like this for somebody that's famous, or people that are building up their business and they've got MLMs and all these people, get masses of people in at the same time and sell a book or use it for promotion to the masses, eventually they will pay for it. Because I used to pay for Skype when we were out 10. I paid a monthly figure. Yeah. So once you build up a business that is going to make you a lot of money, right? I think getting the right platform to do what you want to do, to bring people up, and also one where they can type in and just get the right platform here, I think will be a money maker for quite a few people in the world to get their message out.
I totally agree that if the right platform came along, then you would pay for it. Let's just take them in turn. Let's start with Fire Talk. Fire Talk 2 weeks ago told everybody that they were no longer wanted, by dint of the fact that they cut everybody down to 10 minutes, and then they let a number of people back in. And if you look at the Fire Talk front page at the moment, they're feature 12 shows. Yeah, 4 of them are mine, including this. It was 5, but we're now live on this, so we don't feature on the front page. They shot themselves in the foot by telling everybody to go. So the number of people who are going to come back and pay, who knows? It is very difficult once you've told people where to go to get them to come back again. Now, it could well be, as you said, Peter, that their target market is not us. We're here as beta testers, win-win situation. We get free broadcasting, they get the bugs ironed out, and then they move on and they start charging the people who do want to pay and who do want these facilities. I live with that. But what you don't do, and FireTalk have got to redress this, is just, I mean, they haven't published those prices I showed you. They have put them on people's profiles, but they haven't published them. So we'll have to see what happens on that. BeLive TV, straight from the beginning, have said that whilst they're in beta, it will be free. Once they come out of beta, then there'll be a subscription, but it will be aimed at SMEs. And we all know.
Starting to
go. Because we also use Blue Jeans. I was going to share
you keep freezing, Stephen, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you're freezing.
Okay, hang on.
Cool.
Hang just a minute.
We're waiting for you.
All right. Am I back?
You're back. Yep.
All right.
You're a bit fuzzy, but you're back.
Right. Hopefully that will improve. Need more coffee. Blue Jeans, which we used with Dan the other day. Blue Jeans.
I was going to say I rather like Blue Jeans myself.
It is Rolls Royce, isn't it? It's got everything that we need. Can you hear me, or do I need to?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
All right. Okay. Let's bring Stephen on there then, and we'll continue our discussion. Blue Jeans. I didn't know this until somebody posted it. Blue Jeans are used by Facebook.
See that again?
Blue Jeans. Facebook use Blue Jeans. They use it for their in-house conferencing. That's the tie-in. Since June, they have been using Blue Jeans as their own video conferencing platform for within the company. So that's an extra tie-in for Blue Jeans.
Now, Blue something.
It does indeed. Well, it does because they're supplying Facebook, so it's a win-win all round, isn't it? Now, the Blue Jeans system. Morning, Stephen. By the way, the Blue Jeans system is currently free, and we know there's going to be pricing, but we don't know what it's going to be. And they did a blog saying this is our pricing, and said nothing. So we are waiting. We're waiting to see what happens. Really.
How are these people marketing themselves to the masses to say, here, we've got this, just like Twitter did, and what are they doing to say, here, come and use our platform? Right.
Okay. Blue Jeans make great use of Twitter and Facebook, but they don't. There's no advertising going on. It's all word of mouth. Like with BeLive TV, as soon as one person knows, then hundreds know, then thousands know, and then tens of thousands, and it just spreads like wildfire. So it's all done by word of mouth. That's all they need to do. I mean, there are thousands of people looking for the perfect broadcasting platform, which I have to say for us is FireTalk. But it's horses for courses. It is really horses for courses, isn't it?
So this is for the future. We've got all those platforms. What we've now got to think of it, right, is if we were up and coming young businesses, how would you use it? Is that? Hold on, I think it's our alarm.
Right, okay. Yeah, I mean,
I think until everybody lays their cards on the table and tells us how much their different systems are going to cost, it's difficult to make any form of decision, isn't it, really?
Isn't it the case that we are essentially at the beginning, as we said for the last year or so, beginning of what can only be considered broadcasting. You know, we are our own little TV channel, broadcasting value to the world. And you two have been sort of headlining it in the UK as you worked with a number of different technologies, from Blab to Blue Jeans and Be Live are the latest that we've heard of. So it's about what it's, I guess, to answer Peter's question, it's about what's the market acceptance of broadcasting, you know, of individuals broadcasting the value to the world for whatever purpose, whether it's in advertising terms or whether it's community building, whether it's product. Oh, that's advertising, but it would appear that we're still early days. And Peston, good old Robert Peston, is the one I've seen doing the most live streaming, certainly in my list of things I follow. In fact, also yesterday, the European Space Agency's rockets that went to Mars, they were live streaming as well. And I was walking through Euston and walking between King's Cross and Euston yesterday, actually listening, because I was watching where I was going, listening to the live broadcast on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So it's, to answer Peter's question, we're still at the beginning, and you know, we're all in a sort of middle life, so to speak, hopefully. But I don't know of any youngsters, should we say, entrepreneurs almost, doing what we're doing. I'm sure they'll come on, but.
There are youngsters. There are definitely youngsters. I'm seeing. I mean, I belong to a couple of local networks, Chutney and Chat and Coffee and Natter, that have extensive groups on Facebook, and they are there are youngsters, 21, 22, 23, who are really embracing this technology.
Really.
Yeah, I mean,
and what are they using it for then?
Some of them are sitting in their car, they're not driving, and giving a daily update on what they've done today.
Yeah, but is that what platform are they using?
They're using Facebook Live because they're doing single persons, yeah?
Well, I mean, last night I was given it, right, so I met Sir Ranulph Fiennes last night. You know, Sir Ranulph, he used to be in the same tank regiment as me. So I went on to Facebook Live in my regimental group, and I said, hey, I'm meeting Sir Ranulph Fiennes tonight. Well, I hope to meet him because he's giving a talk. Is there anybody here that used to serve in the same tank as I am, a squadron? And I actually got in front of him. I managed to push my way in front, and you seen the badge, shook his hand, and we started talking. I says, I was actually speaking to people that served in the same tank as you. And boy, the pull us apart because we were talking. And he says, excuse me, such and such would like to meet you, you know?
Yeah.
And this guy and me were just standing chatting away, and I use it, and I'll be able to go back now and I got some pictures and say, hey, Sir Ranulph remembers you. And it's fascinating. But I just see I mean, something like this will take off, but it won't be for what we think it might be. It'll be something bloody weird, like a cat. And it'll go mental. You can put this on all day. Here's my dog, Poppy. And Poppy's life, and you'll get people looking all over the world, and then somebody will advertise it. Could you mention we're win a lot or something like that? This is what Poppy eats, something like that. It's a bit crazy.
Right. Just to go with what Fraser's saying at the moment, I'm becoming the next Larry King live. Thank you for that, sir. And if you throws Black Jeans, and what else have we got? Yeah, you could use Skype for broadcasting, but I think Be Live is a revelation because it's so simple to use.
Yeah, but the importance of Facebook, if we take chocolate program from Tuesday night, Stephen.
It's funny you should mention that, John. Just give me a moment.
That's had 600 views. Now, in terms of hours, that's, you know, pretty damn good. And I think that's why we need to be moving towards being visible on Facebook as well.
Yeah, it was the best show, well, best watch show we ever had, and Dan and I sat there as Mary went through the menopause with us.
I don't think she's ever going to shut up, but
well, the information she was given was priceless. Obviously, we knew nothing. We know more now because of her plan for eating through the lunar cycle, eating different things each week according to your mood. Right now, just to go with, I'm trying to find the stats at the moment. Just give me a second.
I can't see Fraser's text. Is he doing it in Facebook?
No, he's here.
I can't see his text.
no, I don't see any entries from Fraser either.
I'm here.
Fraser, are you
Live chat.
invisible?
It's got said, "Hi ladies, might stretch the budget. You can use Skype and record the call."
Oh, is that Hat-Trick and Ramsey?
Yeah.
Okay, when you said Fraser, we were thinking of Mr. Hay, not Fraser, as in.
I got I was surprised myself when I got the name and connected it to this handle. So
No, it's not Fraser Hay.
No.
no.
Okay, right. Okay, I'd settle that.
Okay.
Right.
It's Fraser Ramsey. So
So, is there a button that the host can control who's speaking?
No.
Okay. I think that would be something, if you're listening in, people that own us, so you can, if there's 4 of you up, you can actually control it and let who's speaking.
You can do that in Blue Jeans.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
Every platform's got its pros and cons, but I just wanted to stick with what John was saying for a moment. And here are the figures from a show that we did on Tuesday night. And we had 581 viewers, 276 of whom stayed for more than 10 seconds. So that's the best that there's been as far as we're concerned. So it is the place to be. 20% of the people on Facebook watch live video, which is an astonishing stat considering it's not been going that long. So doing a live video on Facebook is where it's at. Definitely. And for brand recognition, I mean, that brought out from my Stephen on Blab page, which confuses the hell out of everybody, but I can't change the name. And that's getting brand recognition because it was shared out 10 times across 10 different pages. So it works. It simply works. But good morning, Neil. You've got to have a situation where you're actually broadcasting something useful. It's content. It's all about content. I know you talked about cats and dogs and animals, Peter, but if you've got serious content that people want to listen to and you trail it far enough in advance, then you can get your message out. Now, at the moment, I'm working with Carbroat, who are based near Bonn, and we're looking to use Facebook Live to promote their German bread. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, it's there, the opportunity to use it. The person who makes the most innovative use and get the audience will go forward and win big time. Because once you've got 500 viewers, you want 600, then 700, and 800. You keep it going. Well, the only thing we have to do is invite Mary back. I mean, when your guest brings their own audience, it makes it very, very straightforward. Right, so we've done Fire Talk are now going to charge. We just they're not announced it publicly. We don't know when it's going to hit. BeLive is free to use for any of us, and more and more people are using that to go direct to Facebook, 1 up or 2 up, with live Q&A. You didn't see this earlier, Stephen, so just forgive me a moment. You are forever, just a moment, forever famous now. This will appear on billboards all around the country. Okay, that you were watching live in Spencer's.
The key thing about this is, look, your picture, your message brought straight to screen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I just enjoy it. It works. Where else can we go? Blue Jeans, still waiting pricing. As John said, and I said, it's the Rolls Royce of places. And then Smile Time. Now, Smile Time have said that Smile Time will always be free to creators. So we can go and smile there anytime we like, free of charge. So our next move, I suggest, we'll take a consensus vote, is that if anything happens here and they start asking us to pay $49 a month, that we hike over to Smile Time. But that's just an idea.
Unless we get some reasonable pricing from Blue Jeans.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are they all using the same fundamental technology? Is it WebRTC or something from Google? Is everybody using that, or is it a competing?
Right. Okay. Huzza, Smile Time, FireTalk are all using WebRTC. Blue Jeans got their own proprietary. Yeah. And BeLive won't say what they're using.
But he did say it was developed in Israel, so
It is. It is. Yeah.
Soon you done Blab initially, and you had really, I think, big players in the market coming to it and using it, right?
Yep.
For webcasts. Where have they all went? The big players that used to get thousands of people in. Where have they gone?
Right, and Michael Stelzner and Social Media Examiner are on Huzza, and they're drawing 150 people live and up to 5,000 views on Facebook. Joel Comm doesn't broadcast that much these days. He's now enamored with the new Periscope producer, which I'll come on to a moment. And Jonathan now only broadcasts 3 days a week, and he's a bit quieter than he was. I don't know. I mean, there were 400,000 people a month going to Blab regularly. Yeah, 4 million users, 400,000 people, and nobody knows where they are. We know where a few hundred are, but not 399,000. They seem to have disappeared off the face of the earth. Talking of Bebo and Blab, Bebo and Blab. Just wait for it. I hope this works. Bebo and Blab. That's desk share of the day.
No.
Okay, it should come now.
Okay.
This is Blab.
Bebo for groups.
Hang on a minute. This is Blab.
Right.
This is Blab Revisited. You have a video lounge, and you have 8 on screen, and they've done it very quietly. There are people creeping over there.
So they're still in the market.
They're back. They came back this week.
Ah, right.
With 8 on screen and encouraging people just to have a natter. I've obviously owned an account there. I'm a curious type of guy, but I haven't tried it out in any great, way. I've not gone there, but Bebo is back. And you just go to bebo.com and you'll find it. And some of the people we know who are from the Blab data there, but by no means the 399,000 missing people. There could be a TV series about that, couldn't there? Yeah. Find out where it could last for 390. The missing, which is a great show. It's on BBC One at the moment. I must say, that BBC One do fantastic drama, and there's a show on at the moment which is on at 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights called The Missing, which is, I mean, it's got German in it, Pete. It's got French in it. It's a great program, and it's a drama. And it's a who done it and when did they do it and why did they do it, and enjoying watching that.
I don't watch mainstream TV anymore. I'm on Netflix and all that sorts of stuff now. I can't seem to get the right timings for normal TV now, so it's all catch up and
Yeah.
we're just hooked on Narcos just now.
Uh-huh.
No, but Escobar, and it just sort of for about 6 hours the other day watching it. But watching it.
Well, that's the beauty of Netflix. You can watch a box set, can't you? You can watch it from start to finish with no adverts.
Yeah.
And you can binge for 3 hours and then just go and do something else.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Stephen, we have lost your picture. Or I've lost Stephen's picture.
I can see Stephen fine.
Yeah.
All right,
I've
okay.
got black images for the three of you. I'm not sure if it's me, but anybody there?
Yeah.
I'm here. I can see you. I hear you fine.
Okay, cool.
I can hear you.
Okay.
This is obviously a Firecraft feature. Okay, right. Okay, so we've spent half an hour talking about the platforms that we're on. It is wait and see. If you do get a chance to try Be Live, then do so. It's a doddle. I'm going to use Be Live tonight to do the Wiltshire Business Club interview, and we're going to go direct into the group on Facebook because we get no interaction at all when we do it on Fire Talk.
Right.
So we're going to go live into a Facebook group that already exists, and we're going to broadcast to the members and see how that goes. I'm talking to an accountant tonight, so should be interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, what's happening in the UK today? Anything we should know of? I could mention the cricket.
No.
Oh.
Please don't. No football. No cricket. No football. No, I haven't seen the mainstream news this morning because I was watching Trump. Actually, I got up during the night to watch it, Trump and Hillary. And
right, okay, go.
It was quite interesting.
What's your take?
My take is that it's the dirtiest ever campaign that I've seen. Now, it doesn't mean that it didn't go on before, because it's just that we're more aware of it nowadays, and things can get leaked. And I reckon some big leak will come out before the actual date. So, before, when the days of Nixon and all these people before, you just didn't have the same information available. And now things that people have said in the past have come back to bite them. The one thing that keeps getting me is the 33,000 emails that have went missing, and the FBI was involved as well. That fascinates me. And the fact that Julian Assange has been cut off in the embassy because the embassy have said, well, we don't want anything to do with putting things out that could affect the presidency. And now Russians are getting complained about by Hillary. It's the same. It's become real nasty. And I think personally, because I was watching a TV interview after it about the mediates for Clinton are doing everything they can. The mediates for Republicans are doing everything they can. And I reckon there's going to be a shock vote. Look, this was recorded. I reckon the silent majority, like they did with Brexit, like they did with the Scottish independence, the silent majority are going to come out and somebody's in for a shock. And I think Trump will get in.
Well, they say he's clawed back 5 percentage points overnight.
Yeah.
Even though they also say he lost it after 30 minutes.
I think that there are two sets of polls running. Ones which both sides can respect, and ones which seem to be skewed somewhat by Trump's supporters.
The 5 percentage points I mentioned are on the BBC's poll of polls.
All right.
Okay.
They're taking 6 or 7 polls, I'm not sure which it is, and assembling them together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's only 3 weeks off, isn't it?
Well, we'll have it 3 weeks, won't we? But, you know, I went to bed quite happily thinking I'd still be in the EU. Well, not actually physically left, but still be continuing to be in the EU the following morning, and woke up to quite a shock. So who knows what's going to happen.
Reload, something's going wrong here for me. So I'll call it. Sheila.
I froze there.
Right.
But isn't that amazing how us Brits are actually really interested in America just now? There's a lot of interest in what's happening in America.
Well, I think it's going to be a very frightening world if Donald Trump wins.
Oh,
I agree with that, John.
now listen, they said that about Ronald Reagan. Now he sorted out the Cold War. He didn't muck about. He was strong. He said, you muck about with us and we'll muck about with you. Yeah? Be warned.
Mm.
So you need it. John F. Kennedy. The Russians said, we are sending missiles to Cuba. And he told them, you're threatening us. And if it reaches a certain point, they'll be blown out of the water. And they turned back. Would that happen today? Would that have happened with Tony Blair? Oh yes, you just carry on, Russia. On you go. We won't say anything. Us.
I mean, there's only one word to cover the whole of this for me, and that's exasperation. When common sense goes out the window. As Neil has said, he finds the whole thing nauseating both over there and over here. What role models for our children role models for our children, our politicians and theirs are. I have to say, I think I can agree with that. Okay, Stephen, if you want to come back in, then please do.
So what about boundary changes coming back to the UK? Is anybody affected by boundary changes in their MP's area?
I think we are, but I don't think it makes any great moment.
Well, there's lots and lots of discussion going on street life where I live at the moment, because they want to carve up the constituency of Yardley, which
that's a well-to-do bit, isn't it?
No, Yardley's a sort of combination of absolutely awful and some really nice places, but most of it is moderately good stuff. Yeah, but it's who the MP is, and they're people, some silly people, Labour voters, and they are Labour voters because it moved from Lib Democrat to Labour, and they put this stupid woman called Jess Phillips into Parliament, and she has made a lot of stupid claims. And they're now claiming that the Boundary Commission are changing the boundaries of Yardley and carving it in half just to get Jess Phillips out of Parliament. It seems utter stupidity to me, because I think the Boundary Commission are going to be completely independent when they change the boundaries. But people are claiming that the Boundary Commission are being political to get rid of this thorn in the Tories' side.
Right.
I think she's on the planet that isn't Earth myself. But
and what is she? What party is she with?
Labour.
Labour.
Yeah. She's quite radical as well.
Sure.
And they had probably the hardest working Liberal Democrat MP in the Midlands. And now people are in the area going, oh God, we made a mistake. We should have kept John, John Hemming, his name was.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. What's the point in the Liberals, actually?
Well, the Liberals, I used to live in a Liberal area, and I tell you now, even today, the most active councillors in Solihull are Liberal Democrats. They do far more. I never hear anything from the Conservatives, and we're now in a Conservative constituency. But I see at least once a month a Liberal councillor will knock on my door and is there any issue? Because all three of my ward councillors are Liberal Democrats. Most active people political people on street life, because I'm quite into street life. I don't know whether you guys use it for your local area or not, are the Liberal Democrats. So, Liberal Democrats may not be anything in Parliament, but certainly in local government around here, they're a very strong force.
What's a quick explanation of street life?
Street life, if you go to streetlife.com, sign up, and basically Street Life is a bit like a cellular network
Right.
you'll see the people round in your area, and it is localized on postcode area, and then you have the opportunity to say, I want to see the 4 or 5 surrounding postcodes
Okay.
areas, and people just post on it, and it's a bit like Facebook, but it's about local things. So people say, can you find me a plumber? Can anybody recommend me a window cleaner? I've got this, would you like it? You know, and it's a lovely platform that I visit at least 3 times a day.
Do you know something? Having said that, you're on about Liberal. My Liberal councillor stays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 doors, and he's the only one that puts a leaflet around with a local information. The guy does work hard. In fact, he's just signed because in Scotland we've got a new air rifle licensing law, and that's been put in. So he's signing that for me. So now my friend, a business friend, is the local SNP councillor, same ward. Never see him, and it's quite interesting that. So the guy does do a lot of work. I will say that. Yeah.
And I think, I'm not saying the Liberal Democrats are active now to try and get back somewhere with Parliament. They've always been extremely active where I live.
Yes.
When 2 parliaments ago, they won the local constituency by 123 votes over the Conservatives, who've been in since we were created in 1974 as a borough. It was quite a shock for the Conservatives. And then the woman that was the MP won it again, and this time by only 78 votes.
Oh, Liberals again.
Yeah, but this time round it went Conservative with the great Liberal backlash from the not being an effective
So is that for your MP?
Sorry?
Is that for being an MP, not a local councillor?
MP, yeah. We were for 10 years, 2 parliaments, we were a Lib Dem area.
Okay, very good.
And our MP, then MP, whose name I'm really struggling to remember, not because she's not good or anything, but because my brain doesn't work at this time of the morning. She's now in the House of Lords.
Is Neil still listening in? Don't know if he's still there, is he?
I think he's dropped out the viewers list. Somebody has. No, Sergeant TCS is shown as still there.
I've just got
he has dropped out the viewers list.
Oh, shame.
We got onto politics. We probably frightened him away.
Well, going on to biking, he would have loved this. We had a big debate in a Facebook local. We've got Fubar News, and anything that comes up, cats gone missing, stolen bikes, and everything. And it come up about cycling, and I have never seen such a long thread. And then I just put in a video of cops in America, can't remember the state, and they just cycle about on their bikes amongst the traffic, and they'll stop him. And he would have loved this. And the cop come up to a lady and he says, "Are you on Facebook just now?" And no. He says, "Are you live streaming right now?" And she, "Yeah." And she starts crying. He says, "Get over there." He says, "Unbelievable." And he was picking them off. He says, "I get one every, what was it, 1 in 3 or 1 every 3 seconds. I can do like that." Funny. It was fascinating. Just pull him over on his bike. And he was wearing the brightest yellow you could ever see. They wouldn't have missed him. And he says, "Are you on Facebook?" "Yeah." "Pull over there." "Are you on your phone just now?" "Pull over there." And I was right. And the girls were crying. You know, it was mostly women. And that was it.
The local police in the West Midlands have just run a campaign on several roads here with a policeman on a bicycle, but he's not wearing police uniform. And they're measuring how close people go past.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're pulling people over who are not. They're saying that it's half a metre from the curb for the cyclist, and there must be another metre when you pass. And if you're inside that 1.5 metres, you're going to get a ticket in the West. You've got a good chance of getting a ticket in the West Midlands.
That's right. Or if they don't want that, they can go and actually do a course up there and then showing them the distance. I think it's what they're asking, what's the legal requirement, and it's 1.5 metres from the car. from the bike, 1.5 meters.
Well, they're saying it's the bike is occupying, because I've seen the diagram again today.
Yeah.
They're saying there's 0.5 meter which is occupied by the bike, and that you must allow a further meter
Yes.
to pass.
Yeah, and they're pulling them up, and there's a big war against the cyclists. It's unbelievable.
Well, this is a war against the motorists, definitely. Can I tell you a little incident that happened last Friday? I stopped second car at a crossing, you know, black and white pelican. Do they call them pelican crossings? Yeah. And the cyclist came up and just went straight through the red light, and he barely missed the people who were on the crossing. Barely missed them.
Yeah.
Now, he actually stopped 500 yards down the road in Sainsbury's car park, which was where I was also going.
Right.
And I said to him, excuse me, but don't you realise that red lights apply to cyclists as well, and that you could have easily mown that family down? His reply, you bastard motorists don't give us any room. And I said, what has that got to do with driving through a red light? He then said, F off.
Yeah, and you're right.
And so cyclists, they deserve some of the bad criticism they get, because that guy could easily have killed a child on that day.
But it's the same thing. Some bad motorists, some bad cyclists. And if I say to people on pavements, I'm going to say, hey, listen, you give us a bad name and get a height of abuse, F off and stuff like that. But it's right. Now I'm going on to my local committee for my trial cycling, and I'm going to be giving them a row. I say, listen, couple of yous, when if we're in a group that are a cyclist group, we should be exactly to the law as we can, because I've seen a couple of yous maybe going to a pavement a couple of times, and like, we must show by example. Yeah, and that's what I reckon we should do. But there's good and bad. The difference is a car hitting a cyclist can kill them. A cyclist hitting a car can damage a car, usually. That's the difference.
Yeah, but in my case, I think a cyclist could easily have hit a small child and killed that child.
Totally agree. And they should be hammered as well. It should be maybe like £100 fine. You say, no, that'll teach you. £100. Don't do it again.
And a 3-month ban from the road. But how do you enforce it?
Well, you can't enforce that one, you know.
Yeah, but you can. You can enforce it the same way as you enforce a ban on using a car. Because a few years back, my next door neighbour, who's not here anymore, they've moved on to another house. One morning, I'm outside the house and I'm talking to his wife, and say ta-ra to her, and I drive off to where I'm going, and about 500 yards down the road, I get pulled over by a police car.
Right.
And I get asked, who am I? Do I mind answering the question, who am I? And I said, well, I'm John Upton. Okay, that's all right. And I said, come on, just be straight with me now. Why did you stop me? And said, we saw you speaking to what we presumed was your wife, and we know that you were banned. And I said, yes, but I'm not Phil. Phil's got no hair at all.
Is that right? Did you give your name and so?
But it shows that they know.
Yeah. Oh, my cousin's band, they all know. Well, in fact, my uncle many years ago, he's dead now, he was a rogue, and he got banned for driving for years and years, but he pleaded, he went back to court and pleaded, and he was going to be a good boy, and he had a family. He got his license back, and I was a policeman knew, because he was well known. The policeman come up and said, John, get out the car. He goes, no. He says, get out. He says, you're banned. He says, no, and he locked it, and the policeman was trying, and he says, John, you're banned, get out. He says, no. He says, I've got a license. He says, show me. He says, I didn't have to show you. I've got 24 hours to show it to a police station. And it was so bad that it was so, and the policeman couldn't believe it. He radioed in. He says, yeah, he's got his license back, and he couldn't believe it. And they'd actually put a notice up at the station. John has now got his license back. So yeah, they do know, and yeah, it's quite interesting. Speaking about biking, Hey, Steve, you're a host. Stephen, you're a host. I'll go back to you.
Stephen,
Just carry on.
look who's in the viewers.
Eileen.
Right, okay. Good morning, Eileen. Sorry, we said ritual. I leaned the wrong way then. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Eileen. I'm glad you just arrived here. I sent this link to Mr. Fraser Hay, who we mentioned earlier, and he wasn't able to get in. So thank you for joining us. We know the link works. Yeah, every same morning to Eileen. Yes, we did. Eileen and I did a show the other week, which rocked. We really enjoyed it. Which is about the top reasons to broadcast. Taken from a poll in one of the Facebook live groups. Right. Okay. Next topic then. Not that we've listed anything this morning. We're just busking it. I mean, I didn't have a list of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Thanks for dropping by.
Well, the Villa actually won a football game. Can we mention that?
I'll have a nap when you get over a football, but
we've mentioned it's been and gone, and that's it.
The Villa's not football.
Oh, Stephen's dropped out. Audio.
Am I still here, John, or not?
No, you're not.
You're very fuzzy, but I can hear you.
I'm on.
All right, you can.
I can only see audio only now. It says.
Okay, let's see what happens now. I think my signal is could be dropping off.
You must live in the sticks, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Morning.
Yeah, in Wiltshire.
Yeah.
I don't live in Solihull where the broadband is in time 100 times faster than mine. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
How you doing?
Morning. You're still looking very red from the holiday.
Well, I probably. Well, my arms are browner anyway. I know that. I think the cans were enough in the face, but well, I could give you something to talk about if you want to talk about, if you're interested.
Sure, yeah.
Because recently, well, I know TCS is in the room. There's been a bit of there's a bit of a campaign going on at the moment with the police and a lot of local radio stations. It's been advertised. Obviously, they're highlighting obviously sex trafficking, domestic abuse around, and you may have heard that. I mean, especially in Edinburgh, there was a sex trafficking crackdown, and it was highlighted. And it's all maybe by seeing all this, it's maybe always related to the project I'm doing, which is Awake Africa Scotland, the musical, which we're doing with a group of, I've got a team of people that brought together, and it's obviously to highlight the abuse of women in Africa and around the world. And the people who I have on my team are survivors of abuse and sex trafficking, and we're aiming to put on a stage show to show people what goes on and what happens, and to show the reality of it. We are supporting 4 organisations, 2 local, 2 from Edinburgh, which are deal with domestic violence and domestic abuse. There's a sex trafficking charity called the Snowdrop Project in Sheffield, and there's also Fresh Start in Life, an African charity which deals with sex trafficking victims in South Africa. So there's that kind of issue going on. Do you have that around your area? Have you heard about it on the news at all, or is it just maybe certain areas?
No.
Well, it has been in Edinburgh.
Not something round our way either.
No, just I'm doing a project. I thought it might be something you might want to talk about, or things that go on, or regarding abuse and things.
Well, it brings up something to me that might not be popular.
Okay.
The reason why everybody should be registered in some way in this country, even having to wear an ID card of some sort to tell them who you are and why you're in the country. Because that's what's happening.
So you mean you're going back to you're really talking about the people who are like the obviously the immigration side of things, yeah?
Yeah, but I think the angle Peter came from on this last week was that we're abusing immigrants.
We're Right. Okay.
Not necessarily sexually, but in the
No,
way that
well,
we make them work and
I'll
pay
tell-
them next to
No,
nothing.
I maybe correct you there. The stories that I read, that it was in fact Asians abusing other Asians. To give you an example, taking them over hotels to work, giving them accommodation to live in, crammed into rooms, taking their passports from them, and basically get them food to live here.
Well,
And
that's
the,
a
and,
form
and,
of trafficking, yeah. Form
Yeah.
of exploitation.
absolutely. And that's why we should know who is in what country to protect them as well. Just
Well, yeah, that's why the whole point, I suppose, whether you agree with it or not, of having going, but I suppose it goes into the issue of having controlled borders or not into the UK, whether being in the EU or not in the EU. But in the sense of the reason why a lot of people were mourning it, saying that we were the people who wanted to have controlled borders, saying, coming out with the general stuff, oh, you're racist to be having controlled borders. But if you think about it, that the people who come into this country, if they're not being checked and there's no background checks or anything, you don't know if they're pedophiles or sex attackers or what, and they're coming in, could be working with your
Or
kids
like-
or
There was an
grandkids.
interesting thing on Radio 4 yesterday. A coachload of children were brought over from the jungle in
Kids
Calais.
looked about 40 years old.
Well, yes,
They
but I
looked
was
older than me.
qualify that a little bit more. There was a lady that took 4 children in, and we didn't talk about where they came from, but 4 children in from there about 2 years ago. And she adopted them, and she's been cycling them on. So she's been getting them stable and then moving them on as they take place in the year. And she took a 14-year-old in, and she noticed that he had rather a lot of stubble for a 14-year-old. Anyway, he'd been there 3 weeks, and he was complaining about dental issues. And she took him to the dentist.
I think that was an internet connection at my end. I'm trying to get John back on.
Hello!
That-
You went, and everything else went.
I'm inviting Peter back now, and Fraser's just disappeared. I've got a strange message in my browser window at the moment, and I'm on Chrome, and it's saying this page is trying to load scripts from unauthorized sources. I don't know. I'm going to do a full check afterwards. I think that's probably
okay. Hey,
Anyway,
John,
welcome back.
you must finish that story.
Yeah.
Sore tooth, fascinating. Sore teeth.
Oh, right. So they went to the dentist, and the dentist said this guy's at least 21, even probably 22.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he'd come in posing as a 14-year-old.
Yeah. And how do you think about that? What's your views on that?
My view on that is that I don't have actually a problem with him coming in if he told the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
indeed. I mean, the ones coming at the moment, might be wrong on this, have got ties to people in the UK, haven't they?
I haven't followed it well enough to know the answer to that, to be honest. But the Dental Association have instructed their dentists not to do any checks on them.
Was that right? But here's something, I'll tell you, it was quite a vicious one. I think it was Sky News yesterday. I don't remember what was an MP. He was adamant. He says they were in France. This is never mind children. He says they should never have been allowed to set up in Sangen or whatever it was at Calais. They were in France. That's the safest place that arrived on. We're lucky, we're lucky we're an island because we would be flooded. Not with water. But with people.
And of course, Mrs. Merkel is having the same issue as us. Really, she's being heavily criticised for the amount that she's accepted,
Yes. Or I mean,
and people want her to not accept any more.
that's
Yeah,
right.
there's a backlash. Just a piece of information from Neil, for which we're grateful. Dentists can make a best guess, but only by 5 years either way. So,
Well,
that's
even
good
if
to
he was
know.
wrong at 22, the kid was still at least 17 then.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand you would do everything in your life to, if it was the ball was not for you, do everything in your power to get a better life, you know.
Yeah.
I can understand that. But look what's, I mean, if you look into the media, look what's happening in France. There's no-go areas and everything. There's even no-go areas in Britain, but the chief constables deny that. But in a radio show, the police constables for the area were phoning in and saying, yes, there are no-go areas in Britain because the chief constable wouldn't let us go in, even to arrest people without letting the local imam know about it. And that was from their mouths. Yeah. Now listen, bit of good news for you.
Okay, go on then.
I've just, at 11:15, we're having a call. You know I'm diabetic, and I've just volunteered to become a speaker for the Scottish Diabetic Association. Part of the, and they don't have speakers. They get asked for people to go and speak, but they don't really have anybody. So I've told them I've got my training as well. So they're giving my phone at 11:15, and I'm going to be doing some volunteer speaking for them. And,
wish you every success, Peter.
thank you very much.
Yeah, I hope it works out well.
Me giving a little bit back and telling them about my life, and but because I had a bit, I mean, I've been just the other day I was threatened. I know I told you I've been collapsing on my bike, and
yeah,
actually, what I went and my sugar sky high. They're threatening insulin now, but when I went there, I told her, and she says, "But you've probably now eaten too much to go on the bike." And what it's actually done is it's been too high a sugar level, which has burned my energy. So it's about getting it right. I've actually been going too much the opposite way and compensating and suffering for it. So it's a delicate balance. But I ain't going on insulin. I'm going to be a good boy. And I've already, my sugar level's already dropping. I got a scare because if I go on insulin, I'll die because I'll forget to take it. And I won't be on here anymore.
But we can't have that. So take care is all we can say. Right, okay, well.
I'm going to try something different today.
Okay.
I've got Purple Bricks, the house sales website, coming to view my mum and dad's property and value it today. I'm going to compare it against 3 local agents and then make a decision with my brother and sister as to which method we're going to use.
All right.
But they do it for a fixed price. But I haven't quite worked out whether you pay the fixed price up front or you wait until the transaction's completed. Because it's very complicated, because although I'm going to be marketing the house, I won't actually be selling the house. The lady I'm paying to execute the will be the person that actually sells the house.
Right. So,
and I'm not totally sure that Purple Bricks can cope with that fact, but we'll find out later today.
Listen, they've done a lot of TV ad that they will want money in some way, and it'll be hidden in their small. Have you done reviews on it yet? Obviously, you probably have.
On Purple Bricks, yeah, I have to tell you that I've spoken to 2 people who've sold their house through Purple Bricks, who've said how fantastic the service was.
Wow.
And you do get a real person to deal with, and I'm meeting the young lady that covers our area at 1:30 today, so it'll be interesting to see how the combination of the internet and the human being works. I saw an agent yesterday. I love the guy, fantastic, but his website's shit. His website is full of so many errors, it's not true. If you do an all property search on his website, it puts Solihull just to the west of Norwich on the map.
Oh my God.
But not just. It is west of Norwich.
Yeah, but I mean, just west, like 10 miles from Norwich. I was thinking, and I said, have you seen these problems? If you do a search on his front page for Solihull, it shows 4 properties. If you do a search on the search box on the resultant page, it finds 18 properties. I mean, he's got more properties than that, but those are actually in the Solihull area. He's bamboozled. He couldn't believe that his own website was so crap.
You obviously advised him, did you?
Well, I told him the errors I found, and he said, well, I actually know of another 3 that you haven't mentioned. And it's one of these websites that somebody wrote for someone and now is selling it to loads and loads of other people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Don't quite
Welcome back.
I know it's always sod's law and a good flow of a conversation, and the plug gets pulled, and you go, "Oh, jings, you couldn't really make it up."
Yeah.
That's the way. This is all beta technology.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe they didn't like what we're talking about, and that's probably why.
Yeah, we had a combination of things there. Right. Okay. Well, my local news is that it was the AGM of the Devisers and Twinning Association last night, and they re-elected the same chairman as last year, unopposed. So I've got another year to.
Whether you're the only mug that would do it.
No, it was a unanimous vote. I was the only candidate, though. Nobody stood up. It's a position that well, I'm going to put it this way. There's going to be a photograph released today by Angelica on the Devisers Twinning page, and it's at the top table of the Twinning Association, and you can see there. You can see the chairman, which is me. You can see the secretary and treasurer. So there's 3 positions. There's only 2 people sat there. Yeah, so that's the sort of thing. People don't volunteer. We've got a good committee. We've got a committee. The committee grew last night, so that's good. We have to organise ourselves for 2017, when the people of Maine and Weimingen will be visiting Devisers. So I can see a barn dance in there. When's the last time you barn danced?
Oh, I'm in a Keeley, in Scottish. I've not been in Keeley in a while, actually. Where was was that Keeley?
Yeah.
I did a Keeley at my niece's wedding in August, actually. That's what it was. That was did a Canadian barn dance then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant night. It's not. It's in the corn exchange, which used to be a corn exchange.
We have a corn exchange. Our corn exchange used to be an old abattoir before the old mad cows disease and all the base everything went vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody remember the escapee gorilla that happened at London Zoo? That didn't really escape. He just got into the secure area beyond where he's normally kept. The only thing he did was he drank 5 litres of undiluted blackcurrant squash.
That's why he's
very sick the next day. He didn't hurt anybody or do anything other than drink, and he even unscrewed the top to the 5 litres of blackcurrant juice.
When you've got a craving.
The poor monkey.
Yeah. I suppose in the BBC's slight cock up of saying, oh, and we have Nicola Sturgeon. Oh, it's the 8th.
Oh yeah, and then the gorilla.
That was brilliant. Oh, and here's the story of
was
Nicola.
that cock up or was that deliberate? We'll never know, I suppose.
Guys, just to let you know, if I suddenly...
I have to say the gorilla was definitely better looking.
Of course, I have to agree with you. They'd probably make a better job of running in Scotland, actually. SNP are making a complete monkey of it. So.
A fellow unionist.
Of course, I can't stand the SNP at the moment. Nicola Sturgeon's almost, well, I hate to say it, is certainly it's the Scottish, not the National Party, but it ends in an I party. It sounds like she's almost dictating to everybody and thinking we speak for Scotland. Yeah. Everybody in Scotland, but I'm not everybody in Scotland like yourself.
Neither am I.
So she's obviously trying to dictate to everybody that it's either you like it or lump it. She's almost becoming like a Kim Jong Un almost in
That's right.
Dictatorship.
It's got the same haircut. So the other thing to say is, you guys won't see it up here, but if you watch the Parliament, the main Parliament in Westminster, not one of her MPs will say anything.
Because they're all under the cosh.
They're all under the cosh. And even one guy who was adamant to have the submarines and nuclear up in Far's Lane, he even said, oh, we don't want them anymore. And his ex-editor who employed him gave him some stick on Twitter. And he's used certainly, they are not allowed to say one thing. Dictator.
Totally dictator. It's crazy.
So, talking of Parliament, Should Green, Sir Philip Green, no longer be Sir Philip Green? Because of course today is the debate whether to strip him off his knighthood or not. What do you think?
Oh, he should be stripped, yeah, because he's basically caused the complete downfall. Obviously, you usually become a sir because you've been of a success of businesses, etc. And obviously, he's, well, basically just balls it up in so many words, really. And
did he balls it up, or did he take the money out via his wife to make his family comfortable?
Probably. Basically, he's well. The boy, either way, he's closed a complete and established business for many years, decades, and many people have lost their jobs. So
in Mel Square, which is the central part of Solihull, it is the largest shop in the main shopping area in Solihull. So there's a big hole in our main shopping centre.
Oh, hold on.
That's
Right, the bell's tolled.
You're speaking.
That's Sturgeon.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I know. Is Neil still in the chat there? I was going to, because TCS, if he's still there listening away.
Yes,
He's there.
Still there. Because obviously with him, I don't know if he can jump on camera. Maybe he's sitting in his police car. He got a couple of donuts on the dashboard. I'm joking on that part. I'm joking. He's on his coffee break. I am joking. No, on a serious note, maybe, I don't know if I know we're sort of at the start before the plug got pulled. We were talking about, maybe I was mentioning the project regarding domestic, he's at home, not leaving for work immediately. I don't know, but on a serious note, are you going through as a police force, or are you having campaigns, I know, in Scotland regarding about abuse or sex trafficking or that kind of thing is going on in your area? Is it kind of across the board? Is it across, or is it just in certain areas of Britain? Because obviously I'm doing a project we're looking to highlight, so we're looking to link up with maybe, obviously, the local police in some way or form, if that's possible, you know. So if that's something you can help me with, that'd be great. Maybe we can chat later on and see if we can hook up. But you can, obviously you're off to work at the moment, so you can let me know either way. Anyway,
Sorry, my little bit of show of annoyance was yet again I've had another bloody video pop out the side of the screen.
Usually the adverts, yeah. The adverts.
Yep. Yeah. So they've announced pricing. They've still got the adverts.
Yeah, he's asking. Well, we're dealing with the project quickly. Is Awake Africa Scotland. The musical is to highlight the abuse of women in Africa and around the world. The victims we have, our team are actually survivors of sexual abuse. Some have been raped as well, but they're survivors. One who was involved in caught up in sex trafficking. She's actually from Scotland, but is living in America now. She was when she travelled to America. We're doing a stage show, which is to help highlight what goes on, what actually happens, and take it from there and develop the project by taking it to different countries afterwards. Yeah, I thought so. Well, maybe we can have a chat at some point. I'll send you a tweet or a private message if you were following each other, and with my phone number, maybe we can have a call and have a chat about it at some point. That'll be great. But I'll let you crack on.
That was networking.
Yeah.
Yay!
Love
Right.
networking, yes.
Okay. Well, another brilliant chat. And next week we're on number 49.
Yep.
Wow. Indeed, we're going to start planning our celebrations for week 52. So all ideas welcome. And hopefully we'll still be on Five Talk, because they've not announced pricing yet, and until they do,
we'll have to follow the market and just keep our eyes open, really, won't we?
yeah. I mean, next time we still have choices. We've got two choices. We've got Blue Jeans, which you love, Jon and I love, and Smile Time as well. So we do have options. We'll keep everybody informed as to where we're going. If we aren't on Fire Talk, I'll at least put a show up with and the show link will actually tell you where we are. So that's probably the best way to go.
Cool.
So until next week, it's goodbye from, what you said, Jon?
It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
him, and it's goodbye from
him.
Okay. See you all later. Take care and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
And the dentist said, "How old is he?" Yeah. And she said, well, it's supposed to be 14 coming up 15. And he said, he's at least 21, probably even 22.
Right, aye. Well, that's it.